This is a comparison of 4 brands of chili. 2 of them have beans and 2 of them do not. They are all basically, well, 3 of the 4 of them are Cincinnati style. And so we have Cincinnati recipe, original chili, Skyline chili, chili with beans, Worthmore chili, Cincinnati style, and Vietti chili with beans, which is by far the oldest of the 4 companies. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compare them. So here I've got the Cincinnati recipe, and the Skyline chili, and the Worthmore chili, and the Vietti chili. Okay, so we're going to start with the Vietti. Now this is a brand I never actually heard about before I found it at a food pantry. It has a mild chili flavor. It's pleasant, not too salty, not too tart. It's good, and it's pretty thick, as you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to clear my mouth up a bit, and now we'll try the Worthmore, which is kind of thin, but it has a fair amount of meat in it. It does have a lot of, I don't know, grease or fat or oil in it, which I assume is from the meat. I wish it had beans, but it does have a bit of a more chili flavor than the Vietti. So from that perspective, I like it more than the Vietti, although the Vietti is thicker and does have the beans, so I like that as well. Now, let me just clear my mouth and we'll go ahead and try the Skyline. Okay. And the Skyline is also quite thick. In fact, I think of the 4, the Skyline is definitely the thickest. And I did keep all of them covered with a lid. There is a very definite celery flavor, which is not the way it tastes in the restaurant. And there's so much celery flavor, in fact, that it obscures the other spices and flavorings. So unfortunately, because of that, it doesn't have the nice flavor of the Vietti, and certainly not the Worthmore's nice flavor. It's okay if you would like a strong celery flavor, but otherwise I would, I can't recommend it that way, really. Okay, I've cleaned my mouth, and we're going to try the Cincinnati recipe, which is by far the thinnest, and also it has less meat than the others. It is the tartest, and to be quite honest, I've never tasted a chili like this. It's very different. Trying to figure out what is in here that's... Well, it doesn't tell you what the spices are. But there's clearly something different in it. And there's a lot of grease in this one, more than the Worthmore. So this one does not taste like any consumption of what I would call a chili. So to me, this is number 4. But honestly, it's a very, very close between the Skyline and the Cincinnati as far as the lowest ranking one. So really 4, 3, and I'd say that's a 2, and that's a 1. But again, if you're going for thickness, you want the Vietti or the Skyline. If you're going for more meat, any of those 3 with Worthmore. If you want a strong celery flavor, the Skyline. If you want something completely different, the Cincinnati recipe, which is also the tartest. So, but you know, honestly, I wouldn't personally choose to buy any of these. I would go and look for another brand, because although this one has a nice flavor, yeah, just none of them are completely satisfying. None of them would get a high enough score from me where I would say, oh yes, this is wonderful stuff. Which is surprising, because a Skyline at the restaurant I really enjoy. Alright, well, that's all there is for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. You're still here? Well, since you're still here, I have a little surprise. I took all 4 of the chilies, and I mixed them together in this pot, and mixed them up nicely, and look how thick it looks. Now, obviously, the grease hasn't risen to the top very much, except for right over here, but that is good chili. So, if you're going to have a group of people to feed, you might want to get a can of each and mix them together, and all together they come up with a fairly decent chili. Still not as good as homemade, of course, but very nice. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.